Think about what your wrist is actually broadcasting right now. A few years ago, wearables counted your steps and guessed your sleep cycles. Today, they are pulling millions of data points straight through your skin, capturing an incredibly intimate picture of your biology. Google's Pixel Watch 5 bypasses casual fitness tracking entirely. This is a clinical-grade medical diagnostic tool sitting on your wrist. This matrix outlines the watch's hardware specifications. The advanced biometric sensor suite actively monitors blood pressure trends and insulin resistance. Right next to the sensors, you'll see Gemini medical models analyze this biometric telemetry directly on the hardware itself. When you are dealing with data this sensitive, the standard tech playbook creates a massive liability. Beaming your real-time metabolic health profile to an off-site server farm for analysis exposes a deep privacy vulnerability. The problem is that AI processing historically demands massive physical server farms. For years, the only way a mobile device could run complex AI was by transmitting your data up to the cloud, letting the servers do the math, and downloading the answer. Looking at this comparison matrix, we see exactly where competitors get stuck. Apple Intelligence faces high latency, and Samsung's Galaxy AI is bottlenecked by the cloud. Google, however, achieves sub-50 millisecond response times. That cloud dependency, the time it takes for your device to ask a server for permission, creates a delay. Moving down to wearable integration, you can see how this plays out. Siri and Bixby are restricted to basic voice triggers, whereas Gemini bypasses the internet for full hands-free utility. So why didn't Apple and Samsung just put the AI directly on the phone? Because running localized large language models, the complex neural networks that power these assistants, would severely overheat the processor, throttle the phone's speed, and drain the battery in minutes. The tech industry reached a physical limit. Consumers require zero-latency local AI to guarantee their medical privacy, but existing smartphone silicon would melt trying to run it. To see how Google bypassed this physical roadblock, we have to dive into the architecture of the Pixel 11 and perform a forensic teardown of the new hardware. The solution required a manufacturing pivot. Google shifted away from Samsung's foundries for the new Tensor G6 chip, migrating instead to TSMC's 3nm N3E fabrication node, meaning the microscopic transistors inside the chip are packed far tighter than previous generations. If we pull up the processor benchmark matrix, we see the direct result of that manufacturing shift. Right here under thermal management, the Tensor G6 achieves an exceptional 40% reduction in thermal draw, resolving historical throttling issues. That drop in heat removes the bottleneck on the neural processing unit, the specialized hardware dedicated solely to machine learning. Without the threat of overheating, the NPU can now run heavy LLMs, like Gemini Nano, directly on the silicon. Upgrading to 3nm silicon provides the physical mechanism required to keep your data off the cloud. This efficiency strategy scales down to Google's wearable ecosystem, specifically dictating the design of the Pixel Watch 5. This specification table shows how they pull it off on your wrist. The watch uses a Snapdragon W5 Gen 2 dual-chip platform. By delegating continuous background telemetry to an ultra-low-power coprocessor, it maintains a 48-hour battery life, even while constantly pulling your health data. Once the watch collects that intimate medical data, it utilizes hardware-level privacy sandboxing. The biometric telemetry is processed entirely within isolated local secure enclaves, digital vaults built directly into the processor, where external access is physically blocked. Keeping everything localized generates an immediate performance benefit for the user. Because the watch no longer needs to ping a remote server, it enables the new raise-to-talk gesture, allowing you to execute complex contextual commands instantly, bypassing touchscreen inputs entirely. Google engineered a high-end wearable defined by its absolute isolation. Its most impressive feature is that it doesn't need the internet at all. This hardware-first approach to data security dictates the architecture for Google's entire 2026 product ecosystem. You can see this wider strategy in the newly introduced Pixel tag. This small Bluetooth tracker leverages ultra-wideband, or UWB, positioning, allowing it to pinpoint physical locations with extreme spatial precision. In this tracker matrix, looking at the Pixel tag row, we see it operates on the global Android Find My Device network. But even this vast spatial location grid enforces end-to-end encrypted location telemetry, applying those same privacy measures. And because the physical silicon is finally powerful enough to handle local processing, Google paired the hardware with a 7-year Android 17 update guarantee, ensuring this secure foundation will endure through 2033. The industry is moving away from the cloud handshake for personal artificial intelligence. In the future of consumer tech, the most valuable feature is not just an intelligent AI, but a physical architecture capable of keeping those thoughts to itself.